Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Nonstop Talking with your girl here, Vivian Liu. Today I decided I am going to attempt a bookshelf tour. I moved here now for several months and I kind of like how I've set this bookshelf up. It's changed a little bit here and there and I got some new stuff. So I think I kind of like how it looks like now, and I want to commemorate it, remember it as this. And I think it would be a great time to do a bookshelf tour now because most of my books are still back at my parents' place. And here I only have this bookshelf and my TBR cart. So this isn't too many books to go through. I think I'm gonna attempt the first method of bookshelf tour I ever saw on BookTube, which is to go through each books. So let me try and we'll see from there if that's what I go with. I kind of want to share the story of how I got this bookshelf first. So when I knew I was gonna move, I was looking on Facebook Marketplace for an inexpensive used bookshelf, and then I saw this for free and I was like, all right, let me go grab it. And originally this was actually a 6-shelf bookshelf, and when I moved it over here and I started putting books on it, these two sides, I guess they were a little bit warped, kind of like that. So when I started putting books on this part, it started weighing down. So the middle part started going down like this, while the sides were going out like this, and the shelves actually fell on me. Looking back, it was actually a very scary situation. Luckily, when I yelled help for the second time, that was right when my boyfriend came out of the shower and was able to rescue me, because I was trying to hold up the shelves to not damage the books that I already placed on it, but they were so heavy, and yeah, it was really good timing. Nothing was broken in the end of the day, but the shelves were obviously damaged. So I called up my dad, and my dad was able to kind of take it apart, and instead of it being obviously a wall to ceiling 6-tier bookshelf would have been beautiful, but he made it into 2 3-tier bookshelves. And to kind of just save this, the sides here, they're actually nailed in. So yeah, this is, yeah, nailed in. So that's what he did. So this part and this part nailed in. So you can't move these. It's not sitting on those. Yeah. So there's nothing here that you put and it sits on it anymore. So these are permanently like this, and you can't break it down unless you unscrew it. I don't know why I went through that long story, but I thought it was really funny, just moving in and then getting free bookshelves, and then them being warped and almost trying to kill me. Yeah, there was also a funny story involved, picking up these bookshelves, but if I tell that story, I'm never gonna start this bookshelf tour. So let's get started on why we're actually here today. This is an overview of what my bookshelves look like currently. I am only going to talk about the books on my bookshelf and not my TBR cart. And like I said, it was broken down into 2 3-tier bookshelves, but I haven't started, I guess, decorating the second one. So only this one is set and ready to go. So this is the only one I will be talking about today. I am filming this on my cell phone because I didn't charge the battery for my camera, but that's okay. It's all gonna work out. Let's see how quickly, hopefully, I can do this. I'm a really talkative person, so I doubt this is gonna be fast. Let's start here at, I guess, shelf 0. So those 2 Rick and Morty Pop Funkos are my boyfriend's. He originally was putting them on his keyboard, and then he moved them here, thought it was like haha funny, and I was just too lazy to ever move them back to his space. So now they've invaded my space in a way. Anyways, I'm very like happy about these Harry Potter Hogwarts Express engine pop Funkos. I originally saw them. She doesn't do YouTube videos anymore. I think her channel was Flick the Wick or Flick. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I originally saw these on her shelves and they looked so cute. I was like, oh my God, I have to get them. So I went on Amazon and I found Harry Potter, but Ron and Hermione at the time were already out of stock. So I was just like, oh, we'll start with Harry and see what happens from there. And then I don't think it was because Terry was there. I remember Terry being there. So I don't think it was Comic-Con. It probably is AX, but I don't feel like it's AX. It's probably AX. I saw a booth for vendors selling Ron and Hermione, and I bought them immediately. Like, I was just like, I have to get this right now. Like, this will complete my collection. They don't sell this on Amazon. Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna find them ever again. So I was super excited that I got to complete the collection. And I'm not the type of person who takes things out of the box. So if you want to know how they look like outside, they're beautiful. Just Google the image on yeah, just Google the image. The Hermione box is slightly damaged when I bought it, but it's not a big deal. They still all look great. Recently, I pre-ordered the Girls' Generation album. I got the standard one because by the time I made the decision to pre-order it, the deluxe was already sold out. And after unboxing it, I decided to put, I guess, the accordion photos set cards on my shelf, and they're just like this for now, but I'll probably try to find another home that's more fitting for them. And then this Polaroid belongs to Ginny, and she hasn't yet picked it up, and I haven't yet given it to her, so that's why it's there to remind me it needs to go to Ginny. It's so dark, you can't even see it. It's such a poorly taken Polaroid. But yeah, so this is shelf 0. Now we are moving on to shelf 1. Should I pull each book and show you the cover? I'm still trying to figure out what's like the best way for me to do this. Let's try that method and then we'll see if I want to continue with it. First, let me remove the non-book stuff. I have this Barnes and Noble gift card I got from my friend Pat. I just think it's really cute. There's no money in it. I already spent it, but it's cute, so I wanted to keep it. Then I got this. Technically it wasn't AX, but it feels like AX. So when I was at AX this year, Kinokuniya was doing where if you bought like the final volume of Otakoi, it came with like a signed, I guess, postcard. And I didn't know about it until I got there. But by the time I found out about it, it was like sold out at that booth. But I asked like the people working there and they said, oh, you can see if like it's still available at bookstores. So when we were getting lunch, I called this, oh, which location did I call first? I don't remember. I think I called, okay, now I remember. I called the Santa Monica location. No one picked up. And then I called the, I think it was Torrance location, and they told me they had already ran out of the signed photo card. So I was like, oh, damn it. And then there was a third location but it was like kind of far. So I don't know why on the whim, I was like, let me try to call Santa Monica again. And they picked up and they said that they do have it available and they can set it aside for me if I was going to pick up today. And literally right after lunch, I drove there from AX. to purchase the final volume with the special cover because I had already pre-ordered the final volume, obviously, because I love the series. So I have the final volume in the two different covers, the normal cover and then the special cover that I bought that came with this signed photo card. So it was definitely an adventure that day with AX, and I'm so happy I was able to get this. It was an adventure getting this, and it's going to be shown on my bookshelf. So if people ever come and ask about it, I can tell them the story of how I got this. Lastly, I got this from work, and it's home, so obviously I have it up. I mostly try to organize my books by author's last name. I like to keep series together, and that's just kind of what I've been doing. First books I have on shelf one is the Six of Crows duology. So we have the first book, Six of Crows, and then the second book, Crooked Kingdom. As you can tell, I also have issues with removing stickers. So I don't like to take things out of boxes, and I also don't like to remove stickers. I've got problems. These versions have the sprayed edges, and so those are the first books. The next books are the Royally trilogy. There's like another book to it, but it's okay. So you have the first book, Royally Screwed, second book, Royally Matched, and third book, Royally Endowed by Emma Chase. There was like a period of time where I was really into romance novels with like a royal twist to them. The next book is Broken by Nicola Hacken. I love this book. It made me cry so much. The next books are Boyfriend Material and Husband Material by Alexis Hall. It's an ongoing trilogy. I love the first book. Reminds me a lot of Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is also on this shelf. But Red, White, and Royal Blue is a little bit more superior. But yeah, I just read Husband Material this year, 2 months ago maybe, and it kind of disappointed me. Yeah, so back at it again, another romance with a royal twist. We have the Royals series maybe, and I originally had the hardcover with the bedazzled Royals written on it, and I'm so glad they changed it because it looked so tacky. So I actually unhauled the hardcover and replaced it with these beautiful, or more beautiful, paperback editions. So we have the first book, Prince Charming, and then the second book, Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. Next, we have a few books written by Keigo Higashino. We have The Devotion of Suspect X, A Midsummer's Equation, Malice, and Newcomer. I've read all of these. He is one of my favorite mystery novels lists. I wish more of his books were translated into English because I cannot read Japanese, which is a pity. I really should go back and study Japanese. I did study it when I was in college. Next, we have some books written by Kazuo Ishiguro. We have A Pale View of Hills, When We Were Orphans, The Unconsoled, Nocturnes, The Buried Giant, The Remains of the Day, and Never Let Me Go. My first two books of his were Never Let Me Go and The Remains of the Day, and I love them. Then I read A Pale View of Hills, and if you see there's like little like post-it, I actually annotated that. And after that, I read When We Were Orphans and The Buried Giant. Those I was like, about. But yeah, but I'm kind of on a mission to like one day read all of his books. Next, we have the duology written by Elle Kennedy and Serena Bowen, Him, Us, and then there was the bonus epic. I really love this male ice hockey romance. I know that they came out with new covers that are illustrated and isn't like these like shirtless upper body photos of men, but there's just something about these old school shirtless men covers that I'm just like, it feels like it marks my generation, marks my time. We have more books by the writing pair, Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. They also write separately from each other. Good Boys and Stay are part of the WAG series. Top Secret has nothing to do with the WAG series or the Him series. It's just a standalone that I placed so that we can get through all these books. Next, we have a few books written by TJ Klune. I love him. I haven't read The Lightning Struck Heart. I'll get to that soon. But I have read the Green Creek series. Loved it. We have Wolf Song, Heart Song, Raven Song, and Brother Song. Recently, his books are being re-released with new covers. This one just arrived in the mail, and look at this. Is that not fucking gorgeous? It's absolutely stunning. And it's like here, it's all around spray. Like it's a beauty. And I'm so happy that these books are going to be re-released in such beautiful editions. I will be getting all of them as they release. So we have more TJ Klune books here. We have The House in the Cerulean Sea, which I feel like was like his breakout mainstream hit. And then Under the Whispering Door. Like I said, the new Wolf Song book, it just recently arrived at my doorstep. So I'm still figuring out how to display it, where to display it, and that's why it's just sitting on top. Originally, I thought I was gonna have it like hold up all the Green Creek series like at the bottom, but then obviously I had like some postcards, photo cards down there that would have hid its beauty. So I'm still figuring that part out. The last two books on the first shelf are by Casey McQuiston. We have Red, White, and Royal Blue. I am so excited for the TV show adaptation. I think it's done by Amazon Prime. Highly looking forward to it. I started reading One Last Stop. I didn't get really far. I wasn't feeling it at the time, but I am gonna pick it up again. It is one of the books that got slightly damaged during the collapse of the 6-tier bookshelf, if you can see. So yeah, this survived, and now it has its memories. So I finished talking about all the books on shelf 1. Now we're gonna move on to shelf 2. Welcome to shelf 2. Here I have my Polaroid camera. I bought this when I was still living in Japan, and it's the 8 Plus. I got the case like way later on. I love having a Polaroid camera. At first, I remember when I bought this, I was like, am I being frivolous with my money? But I've actually used it quite a few times, and it's like a great way to like have instant memories. The first book we have here is The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis. I love this book, and sadly I have read other Mindy McGinnis's books, and they haven't hit the same way as The Female of the Species. I've recommended this book to so many of my friends. Here we have two Madeline Miller's books, Circe and The Song of Achilles. I love them both so much, and I really, really wanted these beautiful editions, and I'm so glad that I was able to get them. I originally wanted to pre-order The Song of Achilles, this version with the signed book plate on Waterstones, but by the time I was about to pre-order it, it had already, like, it was out of stock. So I ended up just settling for it at Book Depository. It did come a little bit dented right there, but it's not a big deal when I don't focus and look at it too much. Here we have Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. I watched the drama and I really liked it. My friends have seen the anime and they think the anime is better. Maybe I will get to that next, but I got the book just in case in English if I ever wanted to read it. Here I have two Haruki Murakami's books, Norwegian Wood and Underground Tokyo Gas Attack and the Japanese Psyche. Love Norwegian Wood. Watch the movie, don't do it. The book is so much better. I have started Underground. I read it during my DC trip. Never got around to finishing it. I really need to because from the beginning parts that I read, it's really good. Next, we have Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. I also read and own Little Fires Everywhere. I loved both of them very much, and I am excited for her new release this year. I know that she has said some stuff, but there's just something about her writing that I gravitate towards. Here we have the 4 volumes of Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. Such a great graphic novel series, and the Netflix adaptation was very well done. Oh, sorry. Cannot wait for season 2. I just want to let you know that volume 1 of Heartstopper was not damaged. It fell very well and was not dented, luckily. Next, we have is it the Captive Prince trilogy? Yes, it says that on the book. We have Princess Gambit, King's Rising, and Captive Prince. And then we also have the bonus short stories. Now the Captive Prince trilogy is in order. I also have her newest release by the same author, Dark Rise. I haven't yet got to it yet. I will before the end of this year, I promise. Next, we have the Born In trilogy, but here it says the Concanon Sisters trilogy. I read this years ago, and I read it when I was like pretty young in middle school, and I picked it up because it was like my aunt had owned like a really old mass market paperback edition of it, and I recently bought them in this edition because those mass market paperback, like, they're just like dying and disintegrating, and it's like you can't even read them. So if I ever wanted to just pick them up as a comfort read, I thought I should get them new, and the pages aren't ripping and everything. Born in Ice is still in transit, so that's why I've saved like a little bit of space in the middle for right when it comes. It's gonna go straight in. I have the Carry On trilogy by Rainbow Rowell. So we have Carry On, Wayward Son, and Any Way the Wind Blows. These are, I think, just the regular US hardcover editions. Weirdly, I also have the special Barnes & Noble one. Those are back at home. I did opt out of buying, what's the Canadian bookstore? Indigo. I know Indigo also had their own like variation, like just a slight variation to the cover, and their own special edition of this trilogy. That was when I stopped. I was like, I don't need 3 copies of this series. But with that being said, this is the Waterstones edition, and it has the lovely sprayed floral edges that matches Baz's shirt, except for with this one. This one was like added on later on. But yeah, like unlike the, give me a second, unlike the Green Creek one where it's all around, I don't know why I'm making myself struggle so much. This is just like that. Like here and here it's blank, which is kind of like not as cute, but when you take off the dust jacket, you're like, holy smokes, isn't she a beauty? I'm not going to show you all of them without their dust jackets on. I did that when like I unboxed them when I first got them on my Instagram story. But yeah, I'm sure you can find them online. They're beautiful. You should treat yourself, if you love the series and love this author, to those beautiful editions. Continuing on, we have more from Rainbow Rowell. We have Fangirl Volume 1 and Fangirl Volume 2 in graphic novelization. The last book on this series is also Rainbow Rowell, and it's Pumpkinheads. This is really cute. total autumn, fall, autumnal vibe read. So this is my second shelf. Like I said, there is that little bit of space for when Born in Ice by Nora Roberts finally arrives. Let me put back my Polaroid camera and ta-da! Voila! All right, this is my third and final shelf for this bookshelf tour. I recently attended my friend's wedding, as you can see, dated on that photo. And so I just quickly placed it on the bookshelf. It was a beautiful wedding. Congratulations, Yesung and Victor. The first book is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I have not yet read it. I will get to it. I think the US editions are ugly, and that's why I have the UK edition. Next, I have the Mouse graphic novel. Next, we have All for the Game trilogy. I really love this toxic, problematic, troublesome trilogy. I reread it in audio format this year. So The Foxhole Court, The Kingsman, and The Raven King. And then because of that, I found out on Goodreads that the author has another book that I never heard about. So I bought it, and it's been sitting on my shelf this year, and I haven't yet got to it yet. But I brought it here from my parents' house because I need to, and I will get to it. My favorite color is blue, and that's why I went with this cover of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I haven't yet read it. I have read her other books and enjoyed them, so I'm excited to get started on this when I find the time to. Next, I have the graphic novel series or manga series, My Brother's Husband, and it's, I guess, written and illustrated by Gengoro Tagame. It's really, really good. Like, it made me kind of emotional, and I've been recommending it to a lot of people, so highly recommend. Here I have another graphic novel series. We have Check Please Book 1 and Check Please Book 2. This was super cute, so if you just want like fluffy vibes, I would recommend. Next, I think I'm on a roll, and I don't know what this says about me, but we have another male romance series, I guess duology. And the first book I remember loving a lot, and then the second book I was just like, about. Next, here we have Easy by Tamara Weber. Honestly, I'm starting to get a little bit lazy right now. So we have a bunch of Casey West books. So we have On the Fence, Love, Life, and the List, Fame, Fate, and the First Kiss, Moment of Truth, The Distance Between Us, The Fill-In Boyfriend, By Your Side. I have read all of them. Casey West is just a fun, quick, easy YA contemporary romance. And they're just like a nice little pick-me-up. Next, we have A Little Life. I have not read it. The size intimidates me. I have a few people that have recommended it to me. I do like a good cry when need be, but I don't feel like it right now. And then we have Interior Chinatown by Charles Yu. Lastly, I remember seeing these on Kayla Lala and Books channel. I think she was talking about them, and I was like, dude, they look really, really cool. And they're the Puffin and Pantone, like, I guess, collab for classic books, and I just love the colors. Next to it are 2 Polaroid photo albums, and in front of that is my waifu. Was she in a box? Yes. When I moved her over, my boyfriend was like, hey, I think there's kind of mold on this box. And I honestly don't know how that happened, which made me really sad. So I had to take her out of her box, the box that she came in, and I had to get rid of the box. And now she is without a box. But am I excited to show her off? Of course, I do love her. My friend Shang got me this, and I'm very appreciative of it. And you know, it was a really great gift because I still have it now to this day. And even though she never got popular, such as her counterpart Supersonico, to me, she'll she's popular, which doesn't matter because I'm like the only one. Like I've talked about her with other people and no one has ever heard of her. Some people have heard of Supersonical, but yeah, that is it for my third shelf because I am starting to ramble. So I need to cut myself off. Thank you for joining me for my bookshelf store. I am like starting to like sweat profusely right now. So I'm just gonna wrap this up. I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe I will show you the TBR cart next. Sorry, you can see I pulled some books to like make a stand for the video. But yes, outro time. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in my next video whenever that is. Bye.